Up. Okay. Perfect. Okay, it looks good. It looks good. How do I look? How do I look? Who keeps moving this flag? Oh, hold on. This light isn't up. I want to have all the lights. There we go. Oh, yeah. Cancel the sound. Yeah. That's good. There's on the upper key. I just cancel it. Cancel. Very technical. Very technical. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. A lot of people here. A lot of people here. Hold on. I have to fix the flag. The flag has to be perfect. The flag has to be. How's my tie? How's the tie? Okay. Is the knot right? Is the knot right? There we go. Good. Good. Oh, it's there we go. Test. Test. Can they hear me? How's this look? Is this close enough? Is that close enough? Yes. It's on the back of that. Oh, it's a photo of me on the back of the mirror. It's a photo of me. Did you guys see that? Did you see? It's a photo of me on the mirror. One of my people did that. Very smart. Very smart. I've got the best people. I only choose the best people. There we go. Can somebody tell the landscapers to stop? Someone tell Jose and Hose B to stop them making the noise. Hold on. See that? I purposely didn't want to get anything on me, and I did. All right, are we on the air? Oh, we're on the air? Oh, nobody told me. Nobody told me. You're the worst people. You're the worst people. There we go. There we go. All right, we're rolling. The press conference is rolling. Do we have a question already? Is there a question?
Wanted to know, Mr. President, I thought you canceled this conference.
No, I canceled Monday's press conference. This is the press conference for all the really smart people, the smart people. And the reason I'm having this conference is we have an irrefutable report put together by me. I signed it right here. And this irrefutable report is unreadable, very dense, very tough to read, but it has a lot of very important stuff in it. Oh, we have a question in the back. The young lady right there from CNN, fake news. CNN is here.
Yes, David, Lord of the Squirrels asks.
David, Lord of the Squirrels, somebody who's also very smart.
Mr. President, your orange complexion looks very healthy today. How do you do it?
Well, what we do is I golf. I golf a lot, and every now and then I'll take my hat off. Why are there dogs barking? Why are there dogs barking? Are the security dogs? Is Antifa here? Is Antifa here? Okay, we're having a problem with Antifa, people. We're having a problem with Antifa, but that's okay. I'm outside and I golf, and I like golfing because it gives me this nice healthy glow. Healthy glow. I also have a tanning bed. I also have a tanning bed. All right, next question. This gentleman, go ahead.
Will you pay Rudy's legal bills?
Will I pay Rudy's legal bills? Why would I pay Rudy's legal bills? He's not paying mine. He's not paying mine. And let me tell you something. Rudy had a really good opportunity to exonerate me, but I have to exonerate myself with this irrefutable report. Rudy really, I like Rudy. He's a good guy. But, he's really got to lay off the sauce, if you know what I'm talking about. And he never delivered. So I think that's very important that I don't always not pay people, but he's one of the people I not pay. Okay, next question.
How do you think you're gonna survive with all these charges coming in?
How am I going to survive? I am going to survive, and I am going to thrive. We have a little noise problem here at Mar-a-Lago. We have a little noise problem right now. It won't last long. It's hard to get these people. DeSantis, DeSantis got rid of all the Mexican workers, but we have our people working right now. But to answer the question, I will survive. And, people say, like, what happens if you go to prison? I'm not going to prison. I can guarantee you I'm not going to prison. But if I do, that would be the best run prison ever, because I would unite all the gangs. I'm a uniter, not a divider. We'd have a very good time. We would be, a lot of people, it would be great, let me tell you. Go ahead. This gentleman.
We have a question from Gordon.
Bless you.
Gordon Law in England.
Oh, somebody from England. I love England.
Regarding the the strange noises outside.
Yes.
This is the CIA, FBI spying on you. Are these drones? Are these dogs really search dogs looking for more documents in your bathroom?
Well, I have to tell you something. That's a very good idea. I like this guy. We should hire this guy. It's the CIA. It's the FBI. They're posing as my landscapers to ruin my press conference, which everyone knew was happening today. And what happens? All this noise. And there are drones, by the way. There are drones. They're against me. Everyone's against me. It's sad. It's really, really sad. And do we have any questions? Because I'm going to go into this report. We have a tremendous report. I want to take so this is a scientific report. I mean, we're not just making this up. If you'll look at this one, you'll see the red, the orange, the yellow, the green, the blue, and the, whatever that, magenta? Is that magenta? Is that purple? Is that purple? I like purple. But this one is very tall, and this one's not as tall as this one, but this one's taller than the first one, which is much higher than the green one. Then these two are equal. And then you get down here, and then these two drop off. But notice something. These two are equal, too. So this is irrefutable evidence that I won in Georgia and all of the other states. And by the way, I don't know if we have it, but, over 5,000 dead people voted in Georgia. 5,000 dead people. I heard about mass graves opening up. People rising and they were just walking in the streets. They said it looked like, what's that TV show, Walking Dead? And they went and they voted, and then they went back to their caskets and their coffins and went back in. So a lot of dead people voted, people. We have photographic evidence in the irrefutable report. Next up, what do we have? This young lady.
How many pages do you have in your irrefutable report?
We have 100 pages in this report, and we would have had this sooner, but Kinko's is closed. I didn't know they closed Kinko's, so we sent down one of my guys. He says there's no Kinko's. He said I can go to FedEx. I said, why the hell would you go to FedEx? He said, well, FedEx has the big printing machines. So anyway, here's the report. Here's the report. You want to see all the important information. There's another graph, but this is chock full of irrefutable, exoneratable information, and this report will be on sale for $700-800, and you'll be able to. And we would have had it sooner, but it's hard to. And the HP ink, so expensive. It was like $100 for the black. And I love the black people, now that we mentioned the blacks. Go ahead.
Space pirate.
Oh, we know Space Pirate. Space Pirate is a friend. He's a friend. Friend of the show, as they say.
How many visitors will you be allowed a week? Will Melania have special access?
Well, thank you for that question. A lot of people have been asking about the conjugal visits, if I go to prison. And I tell you, it would be one of the benefits, because then we'd be on a schedule. Because otherwise, it's catch as catch can, because I never know when she's going to be here. As I've mentioned in other press conferences, Melania loves hide and go seek. She's really good at it. We're in the middle of a 3-week hide and go seek. She's actually here in Bedminster, from what I understand, or Mar-a-Lago, wherever the hell we are. And but she's very hard to find, because Mar-a-Lago and Bedminster has a lot of doors to the outside, and we have to seal those. And she got her ankle bracelet off, which I still can't figure that one out. But we'll find her. And those conjugal visits, they're enforced by law. So it might be an upside. Could be a silver lining. Go ahead. We have another for the gentleman. This gentleman over here. We'll take one. Hold on. We'll take one in the back in a second. Hold on. Calm down. Go ahead.
More questions about your hair.
Yes.
How many cans of hairspray do you use a minute?
A minute?
From Jay Kramer.
Jay Kramer, thank you. Is that Jim Kramer from CNBC, who predicts everything wrong? That guy doesn't know what the hell's going on, except when he says nice things about me. Listen, I like hairspray, okay? It's as simple as that. And people give me a hard time because you're destroying the ozone. Listen, who cares about the ozone, all right? You know what I mean? We don't need that. What we need is good-looking people with good-looking hair. And to have that, you need hairspray. It's as simple as that. Have you ever seen a woman who has kind of nice hair but doesn't use hairspray because they're environmentalists? Not a good look, believe me. All right, do we have another question?
Steve Keating.
Dave, hello, Dave. Hello, Dave. This guy's from, by the way, this guy's from Time Magazine. Go ahead, Time Magazine.
Does Mike Lindell do prison pillows?
Does Mike Lindell do prison pillows? That's actually a very good question. You got the peanut gallery laughing with that one. That's a good question. Mike had an election summit this week, which again proved I won the election. And he does do prison pillows because he'll probably bring his own pillow when he has to go. Unfortunately, he's and not because of the election stuff, because he won't pay this one guy $5 million. But that's okay. That's okay. And he's done very, very well. And by the way, the first hour today is brought to you by My Pillow. Mention this and you'll get 20% off. All right, moving on. Oh, we have another question. This is great. We have a lot of questions over there.
Gloria Roberts.
Hello, Gloria. I haven't seen you in a while. They said you were on vacation in Hyannisport or something like that.
Your Space Force.
Space Force,
With all the
yes.
damage you're doing with your hairspray, will that fix the ozone?
Well, it'll probably fix the ozone, because what we can do, if it's actually real. You know, they always say, like, the climate's changing, climate's changing. I saw snow on a mountain. How can the climate be changing? So I don't think there's a real climate thing. And frankly, how come we never heard of the ozone until 5 years ago? You know why? They made it up. They're just like an ozone. If we had an ozone, do you think the aliens would be getting through? And they're coming through in droves, folks. It's like Swiss cheese up there. And when I'm president again, we are going to build a wall around Earth and make the aliens pay for it. All right, moving on. Next one. Who do we have over here? Another guy. Good. This is great. You know, there was a lot of complaints in the last few weeks. There were too many women, not enough testosterone. Now we've got a couple of guys in here. Go ahead. We got people from all over. We got some guys here. Go ahead, guy.
A couple of questions regarding your pronunciation of the word Bedminster. No,
Bedminster.
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 Could we clear that up, please?
It's not Bedminster. It's Bedminster, New Jersey. Listen, frankly, I think it's a stupid name. You know what I mean? It's a tiny town. It has like one gas station, but it has Guff. It has Trump National in it. So the people get upset in Bedminster that I'm going to say, is that a British word? The British guy from the BBC, is it Bedminster a British town is in England? Is that a British town in England?
I'm not aware of that town.
You're not aware of that town. So it's a totally made-up American name, Bedminster, which I think is stupid. What a dumb name. I hope we can change it, frankly. Go ahead.
Shane Frangel.
Shane Frangel.
Mr. President, Iranians greet you. Where do you stand on Iran? Some of the most loyal fans thank you for turning Soleimani into minced kebab.
Well, I have to tell you, I think the Iranian people, no, the people are fantastic. Great people, fantastic people, hardworking people. Have you seen any? Some Iranian women are actually very attractive. And I say that because I own 2 beauty pageants. And Miss Iran was usually attractive. But the people who run Iran, these guys are crazy. These guys are crazy, crazy people. And when I was doing that thing where I pulled out the Iranian war stuff, by the way, I don't want to go to war with Iran, but I had General Milley, whatever his name is, he gave me a thing about how to attack Iran. That's the proof. That's the proof. They're against me. I didn't ask for that. They just gave it to me, and I showed it to somebody, but I instantly declassified it as soon as I showed it to them. So you're not going to get me on the documents thing. All right, next question. All right, you know questions? All right, let me go on to the next graph. Hold on. I don't want to spill any. All right, so this is the voting in the state of Georgia. Look at the voting. Look at the voting. This is me here in the beginning, 10 o'clock, right? Red, right? Winning. Here, a couple hours later, blue, Biden. So this proves, again, conclusively, that I won the election, specifically in Georgia. Georgia, you're on my mind. And don't worry, we've got the proof. We've got the proof. It's like corn. We got the juice. All right, question over here from that lady.
TV Daryl would like to know, are you worried about having your weight and height released by the Georgia sheriff?
Well, listen. Fox News is against me. They've been showing a photo where I don't have a chin. I'm like this. They keep showing that to me. Is that not working? Is the microphone not working? They're gonna fix it. Okay. The problem is they're They're going to lie. I'm the healthiest president in the history of presidents. I weigh like 145 pounds. They're going to say it's like 250. Lies, all lies. And they're going to lie about my height. I'm 6'3". I'm 6'3". I know I'm 6'3" because I've stood next to people who are 6'3". But what I don't like is the fact that they are going to release my mugshot. My mugshot. All of my photos are usually taken by the best photographers in the world. And this civil servant who probably makes $9 an hour, whatever these people make, they're overpaid. They're going to take a photo of me and it's purposely going to be bad. So that I'm not, TV Daryl, that I'm not happy about. Go ahead, question.
A question from Penny Packard.
Penny Packard. Penny Packard.
Donald,
I like that name. That's an American name, by the way. Penny Packard. Penny Packard.
Donald, you're truly a genius. Will you be acting as your own attorney since there is no one as stable as you?
Well, you know, it's funny because I should have been my own attorney. A lot of people during the COVID briefings thought I was a doctor because I would say very smart things about, you know, having some bleach or putting a UV light up inside yourself because, you know, I know better than anybody the UV stands for ultraviolet. And if you put the light up there, the light would just fight the COVID and kill it. But as far as being an attorney, you know, when I entered the White House, I had 3,500 lawsuits. Now I have more, of course, because of these people who don't like me. But no one knows the law the way I know the law. I'm practically like a Harvard graduate when it comes to legal stuff. So that's why the legality of a lot of the legalese that we're legalizing has become so, what's the right word, confusing and constrained. But this will exonerate me in this irrefutable report because I have the best words. And I put them in the best order. Irrefutable report. And I want everyone to notice, look at the seal. That's the Trump seal. That's the new Trump seal. I want everyone to know that. Trump seal is right here. All right, do we have a question? Go ahead.
Antibiotics.
Antibiotic. Is that the name of the person?
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's interesting.
Do you secretly fancy Hillary Clinton?
Do I secretly fancy Hillary? What kind of a sick that you're a wise guy. You're a wise guy. I marry supermodels. Ivana, supermodel. Marla, supermodel. Melania, supermodel. Stormy Daniels, porn model. They're all models. Oh, and by the way, McDougal, pardon me, excuse me, people giggling. It's that funny. People are giggling. I went out with McDougal. She told me she loved me. And she was a playmate. I'd like to point that out. She was a playmate. Go ahead. We have a question over here on the right side of the room.
Good Morning USA would like to know, are aliens real?
Good morning, USA. Aliens are real. I've been saying this all along. They're coming in like Swiss cheese. They're coming here. They're stealing our resources. They're stealing our plutonium. They took the flux capacitor information from Back to the Future and took that back. Now they're traveling through time. But we're stuck here on Earth in this time, which is a horrible time because the country's being ruined by the communists, the Marxists, the socialists, the Antifalists, all these people. Terrible, terrible people. But we have to stop the aliens. And by the way, I've met the aliens. I've met the aliens. It's one of the things that's happened when you're a president. And don't let Obama lie to you. He met them too. And they're nice people, hardworking people, but they're here illegally. They're here legally. They can come here anytime they want. They have to do it legally, like the Mexicans. Great people, hardworking people. And I get a bad rap about the Mexicans. I love the Mexican people. I love the Oompa Loompas and the quesadillas with the cheese and all that upsets my stomach. But with all of that stuff, just come here legally. That's all I ask. Go ahead. Another question from over on this side.
J.P. Gazimbo.
J.P. Gazimbo? Okay.
Mr. President Trump, who are you picking as a VP?
Well, I tell you, a lot of people have already asked the VP question, and I had a horrible VP with Mike Dentz, who's far too honest. He's far too honest. It's a shame. He's like a Boy Scout. And he calls his wife, what? Mother. Very strange. I would like to have Ivanka as my VP, but she's got me in the friend zone right now, so I don't think it's going to happen. She's acting like she doesn't even know me. But I would like to be the first president in history to be my own VP. I will be my own VP. So I'll be President Trump and VP Trump. It'll be fantastic. Thank you. Over here.
Justine would like to know, President Trump, how do you feel about DeSantis?
Well, let me tell you about Ron D. Trader, Ron D. No Nuts, Ron D. Backstabber. I'm not a fan. I am not a fan of Ron DeSantis, and you know listen, this guy, he was running for governor. He was running for governor. No one was voting. He was 50% negative. He came to me, literally crawled into my office on his hands and knees, like the nuns do in Spain, and he's crawling in. He's like, sir, President Trump, sir. I'm like, yes, Ron. He's like, sir, President Trump, sir, will you please endorse me, sir? And I said, Ron, why would I endorse you? Why would I endorse you? You're in a hole. You'll never get out of that hole. Well, I endorsed him, and 15 minutes later, he became governor. And what's the first thing he does? Well, first thing, he screws over Mickey Mouse. Second thing is he screws me over and tries to run against me because he thinks he's going to win. He thinks, what is he at 9? He's at 9 points? He's at 9 points. Somehow Christie's at 60 points, but that's his body weight mass. So go ahead. Next question.
Question from France.
From France. Oh, I love the French people. I love French fries. I love French toast. They did great work over there. Great work. Why is everyone so skinny? Everyone eats croissants, drinks wine, eats butter by the bar, and everyone's skinny. I don't get it. You know, they eat at 10 o'clock at night. 10 o'clock. I'm in bed. But go ahead with your French question.
This is a hand-related question.
Hand-related question.
Who has the firmest handshake? You or Emmanuel Macron?
Well, let me tell you something, Emmanuel Macaroon. Let me tell you something, little Frenchie over there. You know he cheats on his wife? I do, but I have to. But, but Macron, his wife is actually very attractive, but he does have a nice handshake, but it's a French handshake. So they do that weird kind of soft grip thing, and then they kind of go for the knuckles like a baby. You know what I mean? So I did like him until I went to the G7 summit, and he and all the other people were talking behind my back. So hopefully when I get back in, Macron is not in right now. Is he still in? I'll make sure he's out when I get in. We have a question over here. Zach Pack.
No, when you're back in office, will you rebrand Mount Rushmore as Mount Trumpmore?
I think Mount Trumpmore from Zach Pack is probably the single greatest idea I've ever received. I think that's a fantastic idea. People have been begging me to put me on Mount Rushmore because we've got Abraham Lincoln, we've got Teddy Roosevelt, we've got George Washington, and somebody else. I don't know who the other person is. Frankly, that person could go because I can't remember them. But we will definitely get that done. It'll be incredible. Oh, and by the way, if you're watching on the YouTube, if you're watching on the TikTok, go over to my YouTube channel and subscribe. We're a little short on 100,000. I'm not asking you to donate money to my legal defense, but you can do that too. But you want to go over to YouTube and hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell for all of these wonderful lives and videos and all the other things that I do. Go ahead, we have a question.
All right, another question from Antibiotics.
Antibiotics.
Mr. President, what
Yes.
drugs are you using to sedate your wig and stop it from running away?
I am using something called Ozempic. It's great. I'm not hungry anymore. I mean, I'll force feed myself a cheeseburger, but it's so crazy because you can see in the photos now my face is thinner, my upper body's thinner. I mean, I'm dropping a log every 4 hours, but that's good though. That's good, but it's called Ozempic. You're gonna love it. You're gonna absolutely love it, and it's it's in the FDA. Well, you don't want to say anything about that because we all know. Let me put it this way: it works. It works. We're gonna call it Trumpzempic. It's gonna be incredible. Over here, this gentleman.
We have a supporter of you called Rob Garber.
Rob Garber. Hello, Rob. Thank you for tuning in today. I appreciate it.
Mount Rushmore is not enough. Your face should be on the face of the moon. so everyone can see it all the time.
Wow, that's a fantastic idea. You know what? This person, I love the people who tune into my lives because everyone is so smart. We've got Mount Rushmore, and now we have my face on the moon, kind of like Jackie Gleason did on The Honeymooners. His face was in the moon. And, you know, they call it the man in the moon. But who's the man in the moon? Well, that would be me. That would be me. So I'm sure with Space Force, we'll get some artists, some, you know, hippy-dippy artists. We'll send them to the moon. I'm sure there'll be a pain in the ass, but that will get me on the moon. And all day, every day, and all night, every night, you will see my face. The greatest president in the history of presidents, other than the late, great Abe Lincoln. His wife was maybe a 3. And I am being generous because I've seen the paintings of Mary Todd, and she's about that tall. She's about that tall, I have to tell you. Not an attractive woman. Not an attractive woman. All right, let's go on with the next question.
Andreas Muller, hello and love from Germany.
Hello and love from Germany. Listen, I like the German people, hardworking people, very efficient. Angela Merkel, not a fan. Not a fan of Angela Merkel. It's a guy, by the way. Angela Merkel is a guy who dresses up like a woman because there's no other excuse why someone would be so unattractive. So go ahead with the question.
What does the president think his cell will look like?
What do I think my cell will look like? These people who are obsessed with me going to jail. Only criminals go to jail, not people who are trying to save this country from the criminals. See, the criminals are trying to put me in jail, but I'm going to put the criminals in jail. Lock her up, lock her up, lock her up. And if I do have to go, it'll be a very nice cell, believe me. Believe me, but I'm not going to go because we have my very incapable team, including me, because I'm a legal genius, and we're going to figure this out, and I will not go to jail for any of these alleged crimes. Alleged crimes. Believe me. Go ahead. Over here.
Megsy Pony wants to know,
Megsy
how do you
Pony.
feel about the Twitter name change?
Oh, to X? Well, I think Twitter, I always thought Twitter was kind of, you know, a little wishy-washy. Twitter, what's a Twitter? And it's a little bird, who cares? But Elon Musk, that guy, I'm a stable genius. I have to say, and I don't say this about many people, but that guy's a super genius. And if he changes something from X, because I know his rocket ships, you know, the rocket ships for Amazon look like a penis, but his look like actually something that's much more masculine than that body part. But they, you know, it's called X-Force or X-Space or X-Infinity or something like that. So I thought it was very good branding to take the Twitter name and to make it to X. Did you send me an X today? No, I didn't send you an X, but I should have sent you an X. You see what I'm saying? But I can't talk about X or Twitter because we have Truth Social, which is blowing up right now. And if someone would like to buy it, I think now's a good time. Okay, go ahead.
A question from Michael Miller.
Michael Miller.
How do you feel about John D. Domenico's impression of Trump?
John D. Domenico has been riding my coattails since 2004. This guy infuriates me. I mean, I like him. He's a nice guy. He's my favorite one of all of them. But you know what? He's got to be himself. I'm myself, but he's not himself. He's me playing me. And people always say to him, he told me this, he said, he's more Trump than Trump. Excuse me, I'm Trump, not him. So this John D. Domenico, who, by the way, is allowing me to be on his channel right now on YouTube. So I have to thank him for that. And I think you should go, if you're watching on the Tickety Talk or on the Instagram, you should go to YouTube and hit subscribe to thank John for allowed me this irrefutable report to broadcast it, because none of the major networks will let me be on anymore because they hate me. Over here we have a question.
Kingfish wants to know,
Ooh, I
do
like
you
that
think
name.
your NFTs are your most successful business venture?
I would have to say my NFTs are they really are. You know, we sell millions and millions of hats, millions and millions. But the NFTs, you know how they make these things? They make them on the computer. They don't even technically exist. And then there's only one of that. And people go, what about the screenshots? I don't care. The people who bought them for a lot of money, and they went up instantaneously. instantaneously. So my NFTs are a big deal. You should buy them, collect them, trade them, and send me money for my legal defense fund. Go ahead.
Mr. President, you received a couple donations, $3 from JP Casimbo.
Oh, thank you, JP Casimbo.
And
Casimbo for your $3.
From Fungal Spore, $2.
$2 from Fungal Sports.
Fungal
Sounds like-
Spore.
Oh, Fungal Spore, like Jock Itch? Like Fungal Spore?
Yeah,
Thank
yes.
you, Jock Itch. I mean Fungal Spore.
He
Thank you.
asks, how did you get small hands?
I don't have small. I don't know where. You know, I actually do. Graydon Carter, who's an Upper East Side twit. He made an article. He said I'm a Bulgarian with tiny hands. First off, I'm not a Bulgarian. Second, look at these hands, folks. Look at these hands. Look at these hands. Could you hand me tiny hands, please? In that right there, just hand me the tiny hands. Okay. I just want to show people, you know, because they always talk about this. Thank you so much, sweetie. They always say, you have tiny hands. Here are tiny hands. Here's my hands compared to tiny hands. All right? So you can see that I have huge hands, and you know what they say, big hands, big gloves. I have this, not this. I'm not walking around like this. Oh, hello, everybody. How are you? There's none of that. I have gigantic hands, and people, and by the way, no complaints. No complaints, if you know what I'm talking about, okay? All right, thank you for that question. I hope we dispel it because it seems everyone asks the tiny hand question every single time. You want me to hold on to these? Okay, I'll hold on to these. All right, go ahead. We have another question. And I have more graphs. Go ahead.
Margaret Law from Ireland.
Oh, from Ireland. I love the Irish people. I've got the Doonbeg Golf Course in Ireland. Go there today. They're going to charge you full price, but you'll love it. It's fantastic. Go ahead.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk, who I was just talking about.
Mark Zuckerberg. Meant to be having a fight. Now, you're running your own social platform. Would you think about fighting one of those guys?
Well, I wouldn't think about fighting. Well, I would physically fight Mark Zuckerberg. And I know he's a lot younger, but I could kick his nerdy butt around the block. Because he thinks he's smart, but he's not smart. Elon is smart, but Zuckerberg is not smart. He water skis. What kind of a man water skis? Do you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. So I'd win in the Zuckerberg fight, and I would definitely win with Elon, but he's very, very smart, and he has more money than me. So I'm probably going to back off of Elon and go hard, very strongly on Mark Zuckerberg. Thank you for that question. And I love the Irish people. When you go back to Ireland, please tell them I love the Irish people. Tiny country. Over here.
Question from Otto Mans.
Otto Mans.
Mr. President, who should play you in a movie?
You know what? I think this is an absolutely fantastic question because they did this thing on HBO Max, and now it's just Max. I don't know how you could drop the HBO, but it's just Max. But they had a thing with Brendan Gleeson, who is, Irish guy. Isn't he an Irish guy? Brendan Gleeson. So they had Brendan Gleeson, who's a very big guy, and he's a fine actor, don't get me wrong, but he couldn't capture the essence of me. I feel that Ryan Gosling would probably be the best person to play me. He's in the Barbie movie, which didn't do well. Sadly, it only made like $1 billion because they didn't have enough, very low T in the Barbie movie, which is either testosterone or Trump. Either one, they mean the same things. But I think a Ryan Gosling type with his shirt off a lot of the time would probably capture what Melania, most women feel about me. Good question, though. Over here and then over there. Over here.
Jess wants to know, do you think you'll be sharing a cell with Rudy Giuliani?
No, you know what? If I have to go, well, let me say this, because people keep asking about me going to jail. If, that's a big if, folks. If I go to jail, it'll be just like in Goodfellas. We'll have our own area. I'll be able to get things for people. If you need something, you want Italian bread, I'll get you the Italian bread. They're gonna we'll be making pasta. We'll be making pasta, and we'll have like a razor blade to cut the garlic. It's gonna be a good, if I have to go, because Rudy's actually a very good cook. He's actually a very good cook. I don't want to room with the guy because, believe me, I've had to use the bathroom after him. I do not want to go in there. He should warn people. He should warn people. Honestly, I don't know what he's eating that can cause that vile of a smell. He's not well. He's not a well man. All right, next question. Do we have one?
This one's from Ify Anno.
Ifiano? Is that Italian? I was just talking about the Italians.
He's watching from Nigeria.
Probably not Italian.
Are you still planning to have Mexico pay for the wall?
I am planning for Mexico to pay for the wall. They gypped us. They gypped the American people. I had a deal with Armando Cucaracha, who was ever the president at the time, El Presidente, and he said, we'll pay for it, we'll Venmo you the money, or we'll give you some cartel money. And they never paid, and they never paid. And of course, Biden has been systematically removing the wall, so there's an influx of Mexican people, illegal Mexican people who take very important jobs like house cleaning and ditch digging and things like that, the jobs that Americans deserve to have, they take. They're terrible people. And boy, it's hard to get across that. I wouldn't want to do that. Okay, go ahead.
There's a lot of concern that you may be using CGI with the small hands and your hands.
Can we just have another run through to check we're not being fooled?
This is not CGI. See, here's my hands, okay? And then here's the tiny hands everyone does in the photos. Here's the tiny hands, and here's my real hand. And I think you can tell which is real. Look at that, okay? You can see the difference. You can see the difference. So no CGI, no special effects, and I hope in this press conference, which is all about the irrefutable report, that we're able to put this horrible, horrible gossip and rumors to rest along. And by the way, there's a couple of pages in the irrefutable report about the tiny hands. So everyone should buy this report. It's like $700. We're printing as many as we can, but the ink is so expensive. What a ripoff HP is. What a ripoff. Go ahead.
Melissa de Jesus.
Ooh, Melissa de Jesus. Hopefully you're legal.
Do you think the COVID vaccine caused the aliens to come because of the microchip, right?
Well, because of the microchip, that's probably one of the better theories I've heard. But I think the aliens have been here since the beginning of time. And there's a movie called Aliens, which explains everything. There's this thing called Prometheus, and he came to the planet, and he drank some stuff, and then he dissolved, and then he went into the rivers, and that's how the aliens were here. And if you watch War of the Worlds, the Tom Cruise one, not the older one, that one shows that the aliens were underground, and he was a crane operator, and he ran away from them, and he had skills, because Tom Cruise has to run in every movie. That's contractual. He has to run in every movie, but he outran the aliens. All the other people around him didn't do it, but he outran the aliens who were underground in Montclair, New Jersey, and a bunch of other places too. Because if you watch the movie, they come up through the ground. That means they were here for thousands and thousands of years. Great question about the aliens. And they do have a lot of good technology. And by the way, I want to let everyone know, everything that's happening right now, alien. What do you think artificial intelligence is? AI. It's the aliens. Do not let them write your reports and your speeches. I do all my own speeches because I'm a stable genius, because I could do that. A lot of people can't do that. So go ahead. Next question.
Janice Bunch.
Janice Bunch.
Boxes or briefs?
Boxers and briefs. This is a great question. I know that Bill Clinton got this on. What was that guy's name? It was the black guy. What was his name? He had a late night show. Arsenio. But his name started with an O, so I couldn't figure out what the R stood for. But anyway, he was on Boxers and Briefs. I have to wear tighty whities, because first, they make me look fantastic, and because I play a lot of sports. I guess when you're playing saxophone, you could wear boxers, but when I'm an athlete. You gotta wear the briefs. We have a question over here.
A question from DW regarding the aliens.
DW, I like that. DW.
What if there are hot aliens? Would you let them in?
Well, listen, that's a great question. If there were hot aliens, I have always said, we need more aliens from countries like Norway, Danish immigrants, because they're all like supermodels. If you're a supermodel, you're welcome here, because America loves beauty. We love beauty. We love tall beauties. So if you're Norwegian or Danish or Swedish, you are welcome here. Anytime, come to Mar-a-Lago. If you're hot, I'm talking 10s, 10 and a half. I don't want anybody below an 8 sneaking in. But if you sneak in and you're hot, you get an automatic pass. Some of the aliens I've seen, the taller ones, because they're like 8 feet tall, and some of them are very tiny. So I don't think they're from the same place, but they're one or two is attractive out of 100. But for the most part, you really wouldn't want to touch them. They have a very strange odor. I can't even describe. It's like charcoal with like bologna. It's a very strange mixture of smells. Ugh. Go ahead.
Jonathan Strauss from Germany.
Oh, Germany. We're back in Germany, where my people are from. My grandfather was from Germany. Everyone knows that, right? Everyone. I mention this all the time. My grandfather was from Germany. My father was Frederick. His name was also Frederick, and he was very, very smart, and the family name was Christ. That's not a joke. You can look that up. My father's middle name is Christ. Frederick Christ Trump. So I'm the son of Christ. Go ahead.
We would love you to marry Angela Merkel, and
Yeah.
please make Germany great again.
Well, listen, somebody else tried to make Germany great again. That didn't work out so well. Okay, so that's probably not the place where I should start to make, let's stick with America. Then I'll go to England because they love me in England. Then I'll go to Australia. Australia, I know you're watching. I know you're upside down, but we are going to make Australia great again. We are going to build a wall around Australia and make New Zealand pay for it because they keep putting out those crappy Lord of the Rings films. Next question.
BBC, I'm so
BBC.
sorry I'm late.
BBC, the British Broadcasting Corporation hates me. Go ahead with your question.
BBC. Question for you. There are rumors which I'd like you to set the record
Oh, a
straight
rumor.
on.
This is not going to be good. Go ahead.
Her Majesty the Queen, one of
Yes.
the last acts she did before leaving us was perhaps an engagement with you with something special happened. Would you be able to comment today?
Absolutely. I put a video out on this. It's very clear. Before the Queen passed away, she begged me to get knighted. So she knighted me Sir Lord Trump of Goffington. And I think that's very, very important. I don't brag about it. I don't talk about it. But I am Sir Trump. And I'm very happy to be knighted by the Queen. She absolutely loved me. She thought it was hilarious when I blocked her when we were doing the review of the Guards and you couldn't see her. It's like, now you see her. Now you don't. So I thought that was very, very, she's very sweet, and she's got the dogs that have no legs. Whereas dogs, I don't know why anyone would have a dog with no legs. That doesn't mean anything to me. But she was a very nice woman. They're rich. The King and Queen of England, now it's Charles and Camilla, or whatever, the consort or whatever it is, the chinette, like the plates. But she's a very nice lady. I met her. I met King, what's his name? Charles. Great people, fantastic people. And I personally think that we should bring back royalty to the United States, and that way I can always be your leader. Next question.
Good afternoon. Sorry, I'm a little late as well. I had a problem with your security.
Oh, thank you. The Scottish newspaper.
Absolutely. So I understand, obviously, you have a few golf courses. Will you be selling any of those to pay for your legal defenses? Do you understand money's tight at the moment?
Right. Well, as you know, I have 2 fantastic golf courses in Scotland. The people love me over there. I've provided over 10,000 jobs in Scotland. People have asked me to run as the PM over there, but I said it's too tiny. It's too tiny. But my mother is from Scotland, as everyone knows. I love Scotland. I love Germany. My mother's from Stowaway, Scotland, because a lot of people from that village would stow away on ships. So they renamed it. They called it Stowaway, Scotland. And I love the Scottish people. They work very hard at my properties, and we have the greatest golf course in the history of golf courses in Scotland. The only reason I would sell is not for legal, because I have my wonderful people sending me money all the time. It would be with those stupid windmills. They want to put windmills out at sea to block the view. And you know, those windmills give you cancer. And they kill the birds. They killed a lot of the birds. If you've ever been to these windmill farms in California, lots of dead birds. And we have to have a little graveyard for the birds. That's how many birds they kill. And where are they made? Where are they made? China. China. They're made in China, folks. Those windmill things are made in China. They're ugly. They don't do anything, and they're made in China. Some are made in Germany. Go ahead.
0140. Can Biden pardon Hunter?
Can Biden, what's it? He actually can? It turns out he can. If it's a federal crime, Biden can pardon Hunter. But listen, that's not going to happen because Biden doesn't know what time it is. He doesn't even know where he is. He's walking around the White House. Oh, where am I? Oh, sarsaparilla, malarkey, oh, popcorn. Oh, come on, man. Hey, here's the deal. Here's the deal. Listen, that guy is so old. He's so old they discontinued his blood type, okay? He's not going to make it, folks. I'm sorry to all the Democrats who think he's going to be reelected. I'm going to be the next president. He's just going to be, oh, come on, man. What happened over here? It's going to be very, very sad when Sleepy Joe goes down. You know, that guy's so old they stopped buying ripe bananas at the White House. You know, they've got the bruised ones now because they're softer and he likes the sugar because it's like pudding when you open it. So they freeze those and it makes like a dessert. Go ahead.
Arlen Anderson described your Biden impression as great.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I've been working on that.
Mr. Trump?
Oh, I do Bill Clinton. You know, let me try to do the voice here. Hey, everybody, it's me, Bill Clinton. Hey, have you seen Hillary? Neither have I. Oh, these guys. I do other great. I can do Obama, too. I can do Obama. Oh, here's the deal. Here's the deal. Okay, Chicago. That's my Obama. That's my Obama. I do Michelle Obama, but then everyone would give me a hard time. So I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything. All right, do we have another question? Over here.
We have another question from the German press here. Good afternoon.
Why, man, we're really killing it with the Germans today.
Yes, you made a reference to a dictator in a very subtle way. We're not happy about this.
No, I knew that.
Suggesting that you're making Germany great again in a very extreme way.
Right, well, listen, Germany's doing okay. I don't want to get anybody upset. You never want to mention that guy, the guy with the mustache. But listen, Germany's doing okay. But if they hate Putin so much, why are they taking his oil? Why are they taking his oil, right? Right? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And I know they've had a huge influx of people from other countries. They've got open borders. They're like Swiss cheese over there. There shouldn't be Germany. It should be Switzerland, you know? I couldn't figure out a cheese that would work in Germany. Go ahead.
This comes from Wolfshanzy,
Wolfshanzy.
1944.
1944.
We love you, Big D, from London. If it doesn't work out over there, would you ever consider becoming Prime Minister of Great Britain?
I would listen, I love Britain. I love the UK. I love England. I love merry old England. As a branding person, you got to come up with one name. One name. They've got too many names, you know what I mean? And the place isn't that big. You got like 9 names, you know, Britannia, this thing, that thing. I think that I would do an absolutely fantastic job. I know the people of the UK are upset. They're angry, and I will tap into that anger, and we will take America back. We will take America back, but only if I'm over there. If I'm staying here, we don't want you guys involved at all. So go ahead.
J.J. Snyder.
J.J. Snyder, I love J.J. She's a great reporter and a good friend. We dated, for a little while there before she met her husband, Bill, because I always date beautiful people, because I own 2 beauty pageants. A lot of people forget about that, but I know beautiful women. No one knows beautiful women the way I know beautiful women. In fact, there were barely any beautiful women until I had the pageants. Now everyone's beautiful. And have you noticed, since Biden's been president, no one's attractive anymore. Nobody's attractive, and all the women's boobs are deflated. So as soon as I'm back in office, they'll perk right back up. But let's go with JJ's question.
How many people were buried at your golf course?
Oh, just one. Just one. Just Ivana. Just Ivana here at Bedminster, which is the correct pronunciation of that. She begged me to bury her here. She's like, Donny, I'm going to die soon. Please bury me in some place special. I want to be close to you. And I said, you know what? Look into this. Turns out I get a tax break forever. So we buried her. The funny thing is, you know, she was cremated and it took 8 guys to bring the casket down. I wonder why it was so heavy. Please don't dig her up. Don't do that. Okay, go ahead. Next question.
BBC here again.
These guys again.
We've had some questions from our editors regarding your stance on Prince Harry's immigration status.
Right.
The Biden administration won't release whether he came real about his drug use. What do you feel about Meghan and Harry?
Well, I think Meghan and Harry are great tabloid fodder. Great tabloid fodder. But the fact of the matter is, you know, you got to come here legally. No one gets special treatment except me. Just so you know. Next question. Anybody? Good. I'll move back to these charts. We have some amazing charts here. If you look here, this one's very, very wavy. But this one's wavy, but in a different way than this one. Once again, proving that I won the election. We've already covered the one with the bars, but I prefer pie charts. Now, this pie chart's obviously wrong because it's got more blue than red. But obviously, these are the other people. These are like MAGA and Super MAGA and Ultra MAGA. So I also won that way. It was, the election was rigged. It was rigged. And we are going to turn this in, and I'm going to win. And what's going to happen is they're going to read this report, which we're having printed up, and as soon as they read it, they're going to be like, oh, now we get it. And then I will be exonerated, and I'll be able to run, because it's a big distraction trying to deal with all these legal cases, you know, and Rudy calling me every 5 minutes. You know what I mean? He's not well. He's not well. Go ahead.
This is a question from Abby1, which I believe was in the last stream as well.
Oh, thank you, Abby, for coming back. We appreciate that.
And they ask, will you be buried at the golf course?
I will be buried at the golf course, but I'm never going to die because I had all my internal organs removed a couple of years ago. That way I can live forever. I can live forever. But everyone's going to be buried at the golf course. It's going to be a huge savings. And I would recommend anybody who lives in New Jersey, if you have a backyard, get it sanctioned to be a graveyard. You'll never be taxed again. It's a fantastic deal. It's one of the reasons I love New Jersey, but I don't love New Jersey that much because Chris Christie is running against me. This guy's running. Hopefully he doesn't have a heart attack. It's unbelievable. This guy has got more chins than a Chinese phone book. It is incredible. And it's very, very sad, Chris, that you would run against me and say very, very nasty things. You know, because I was at a press conference earlier and somebody called you I won't use the F word because I want to stay on YouTube, fat pig. And you know what I said? Don't call him a fat pig. It's not nice to call him a fat pig. You know what I'm talking about? Chris's, folks, just so you know, Chris's A1C is WTF. Okay, that's what his doctor called it. Go ahead, next question.
Gene DeGennaro loves the charts.
Oh, good. I love the Gene with the De Janeiro. That's a great Italian name.
What's happening to this report? Where's it going?
Oh, the report? Oh, it's going to all the important people. This report is going to all the important people as long as they're willing to buy it. We will have this incredibly dense, almost impossibly to read report. Oh, by the way, I know what you're thinking. You're like, oh, there's nothing in the report, sir. It's in invisible ink. It's an invisible ink. We will send this report to you with all this irrefutable information with a very special chemical that you spray on each page, and then you'll be able to read it. If you think I am sending out this report, you're a moron. You're a moron. I am not sending this to the left-wing Antifa communist, socialist communists, so they can get their hands on it and take it apart. And by the way, I'm being told by my communications director that I have to mention that everybody on TikTok and on Instagram, go over to YouTube. We're trying to break 100,000 subscribers today. And if you're on the Tickety Talk, I like cowboy hats. I like cowboy
I've
hats.
received 3 today.
I've only received if you send me a cowboy hat, I will stop the press conference and go like this. Yeehaw! And get up, just like Sarah Palin. I'm gonna get all mavericky up in here. Okay, so subscribe and hit the bell, the notification bell, and everybody else, send me a hat on the tickety talk. Go ahead, next question. Burping up my breakfast.
RSEFX.
Oh, you got one.
Oh, I got a hat. Hold on. And I have a little mustache on. You can't see it, YouTube, and you can't see it on the Instagram. All right, we're going to get all mavericky up in here. I kind of look like the cowboy from YMCA. 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 Okay, back to the report. Back to the report. All right, do we have a question?
RSEFX. Would you consider?
What I consider?
There might be an opening there for a planetary rule, and it's red.
Well, I have always said that if you're the president of the United States, you're ruling all the planets anyway. But I don't think I have the time right now to fly all the way to Mars. And I've seen the movies where you get in those things and it's called suspended animation and one always cracks and somebody dies and something like I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy. And I'd probably be with a crew and there'd be like a hidden liberal on the crew and my encasement thing would crack. And also you have to get up like an alien. You're wearing like underwear, and which I'm fine in. But other people see you. Oh, we got a hat. Pa-cheer. Get all mavericky up in here. Yes. We have a question.
This one comes from Andreas Moeller.
Andreas Muller. I like the first name. The first name doesn't go with the last name. It should be like Andreas Diaz or something like that. Muller should be like Brian or Mark or something like that. But go ahead.
They said, before everyone leaves, I would like to thank the president for a wonderful 60 minutes. And in German, he wrote, I love you.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I love the German people, smart people, hardworking people. They're good people. I don't like, who's the current PM? Who's running the place over there? Anybody know? British guy from the BBC. You're so smart. What do you know?
I don't do politics.
You don't do politics. Okay, fine. You're just here because you're in New Jersey. Go ahead, fine. Next question. Do we have somebody over here from the Tickety Talk? How many do we have on the Tickety Talk? 30,000 people. That's fantastic. All right, over here.
Hello, this is Mildred from France.
Oh, bonjour.
We want to know, Disneyland may go out of business. Do you think that Trumpland could be a good replacement?
Well, are you saying that the Disneyland in France is not doing well?
I am maybe saying that, but it's
okay.
obvious.
I think that would be an easy takeover. I know the French people love me. They absolutely love me. And Trumpland, we've been trying to get Trumpland off the ground for quite a while now. We've got some very exciting rides, some very exciting exhibits. I think people, listen, 75 people voted for me. 75 million people voted for me. I think Trumpland, we could be next to Dollywood. I could be, back up to Dollywood, you know what I mean? Because she's got these and I've got these. So I think that would be absolutely fantastic. Good idea. Another question for this gentleman?
Some love from Scotland again. The Ness
Scotland again.
Says, Mr. President, will you come to Scotland and use your citizenship here to escape extradition for the false charges?
Oh, well, listen. If there's any place I would go, it wouldn't be Scotland. Boy, I mean, the rain and the cold. But I do have a beautiful golf course there, and everybody who loves to golf should go online, go to Trump International, and book a round at the golf course. We've got great food, great people, tremendous people, and yes, we have haggis. I don't eat it, but I hear it's very, very good. It's very, very good. TikTok people, I want you guys to ask me questions. Anything you want to ask, let me know. Over here, we got questions.
A question from Johnny Hedge.
Johnny Hedge, the great Johnny Hedge.
And they ask, who are you more like, Jesus or Buddha?
Oh, that's so great. I don't know about Buddha, other than like I've seen the Buddhas at certain places. When Melania gets her nails done, there's a cat going like this. I guess that's Buddha. I don't know, but I would say Jesus. I would say Jesus, because I'm very, very. What did Jesus do? He said rich people should pass through the eye of a needle on a camel and go to heaven. And I think that's something that I should. All the rich people would do, but the poor people aren't going to heaven. Go ahead.
Life Lessons would like to know, what's your favorite midnight snack?
Oh, my favorite midnight. See, these are the questions that I love. You know, there's nothing more satisfying than coming down to the kitchen at 2 a.m. and making like a Dagwood sandwich just like this high and with a pickle and chips. I love the chips. I love the chips. You know, right, folks? We love the chips. But if there's a hot burger, I always tell the kitchen to have a burger ready for me 24 hours a day. And I have a button. I have a button. The button's right here. I carry it with me. I just hit this, and I get a Diet Coke. No matter where I am. I could be in a plane, and I can hit this, and somebody walks through the door. They have a Diet Coke for me. So a Diet Coke, cheeseburger, or a big Dagwood sandwich. And if the chef is still up, definitely fries. Definitely fries. If not, a bag of chips. I used to like the Fritos, but it's like you get a bag of chips. The bag's like this. There's like this many chips, and it's like chip dust because they break the chips. The guys don't know how to deliver them. Go ahead. No question from you? Okay, you're scared? Go ahead.
We have loads of love from a variety of people. I'm rolling on the floor. That's one comment.
Thank you.
4 more years is another comment.
Not 4 more years. President for life. President for life. I've always said that. President for life. Let's everybody say it on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube. President for life. President for life. President for life. I think it has a nice ring to it. And I even got a call from crying Chuck Schumer just the other day, and he said, I hope you get life. Isn't that great? Chuck Schumer called me with that. He's such a wonderful guy. I have to stop putting my hands up. People are telling me I'm casting a shadow on my face. I'll just do this. I'll do this over here.
We got a $10 donation from Audrey W.
Oh, Audrey, thank you
She
so much.
donated last
Audrey.
stream as well.
Thank you for being on both of these streams, Audrey. Really appreciate
And
it.
she said, you must keep doing this. I laugh in spite of despair. I hear your voice when the other guy impersonates you. What's happening with your wife?
Well, with Melania, a lot of people ask about Melania. She was in the news this week, and somebody said to her, how do you feel about your husband's 4th indictment? And she said, it sucks to be you, which I thought was very thoughtful for her, that she actually even took the time to say that. But Melania is a wonderful person. And I would like to note to everybody, we're still married. We are still married. And Melania, to this day, we have a monthly weigh-in. It's part of the prenup. She has come in underweight every single month since we have been married. Sometimes she comes in under 2 pounds, which I think is absolutely tremendous. The monthly weigh-in. Maybe we'll do one the next time we do a press conference. We'll have her here. She can weigh in and make sure she's the right weight. The right weight. Go ahead.
A question from Deborah Wade.
Deborah Wade. Wait a minute. Do I know a Deborah Wade? That sounds like a familiar name. Go ahead.
Are you worried that an orange jumpsuit will clash with your complexion?
Well, you know what? That actually has been a concern, because what I would like is maybe something like a suit like this that just zips up and has the image of the tie and the white shirt. That way I can kind of zip in and zip out of it, because, you know, they don't let you have belts. They don't let you have belts, and they don't let you have real ties. So a jumpsuit that looks like this, I think would be fantastic. All right, next question.
We have a very aggressive series of questions for you.
Oh, I can take it.
Question.
I can take it. I can
You
take
are a
it.
master of accents, but Wolf Hansa 1944. Can you do a London Cockney accent?
Can I do that would be Michael Caine, right?
It would be Dick Van Dyke.
Or Dick Van Dyke. That would be. What did Michael Caine say in that one movie? You're only supposed to blow the doors off. That's my Cockney. That's my Cockney. Very good question over here.
Yes, Harry McGuff asks, what is your favorite national park? Some say it's the Grand Tetons.
Oh, the Grand Tetons are great. They remind me of like 2 massive arthritic hands, which I think I've always liked. But you know, I think the park where what were you talking? Mount Rushmore. I think the park where Mount Rushmore is, that's a great park, and I would love to be part of that park on the wall, in the rocks. And they say it's Indian, it's haunted, but I don't believe that. Go ahead.
Fancy Pearls says in chat 100K. Anything to
100
say about that?
Did we hit it? Did we hit 100K? That's absolutely fantastic. I'm so happy that we've hit that. I want to congratulate myself for doing it absolutely. We didn't hit it yet?
Fake news.
Well, that's okay. It is. Exactly. It's fake news, and she's probably a liberal, communist, Antifa member trying to fool me into thinking that. We are getting closer, though. I think we're going to get a big screen right here, and we're going to see the count off right now. I want to make sure anybody who just joined on Instagram and on TikTok, we're in the middle of our press conference. We're going to go about maybe 8 more minutes. If you have a question, please ask the question. It would be fantastic to get you in here. We're on our way to 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. If you're on the Tickety-Talk or the Instagram, go to YouTube. Just put my name in. My friend John D. Domenico is letting me use his page on YouTube because YouTube's terrible people. They wouldn't let me on. So go and like this video. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell for the next one. That way you don't have to think about it, Go ahead.
There's a lot of concern at the moment about the hurricane on the West Coast. Any feeling on that?
Well, my feeling is that you notice when I was president, there were no hurricanes on the West Coast. There were no hurricanes on the West Coast. Now all of a sudden Biden's in office and we're having hurricanes on the West Coast, which, by the way, are sneaking around Mexico, heading right up into some of my favorite places, Las Vegas, where we have the Trump Tower Hotel. Like I always say, if it's not a Trump hotel, it's a dump hotel. And it's very hot in Las Vegas, and they have the parties, the big pool parties. And my pool parties are the greatest pool parties because the water is wetter. It is the wettest water in Las Vegas. And we have a no-uggo policy at my pool. So only attractive women with very nice, very nice. We're going to wrap it up. Go ahead. Keep going. We'll find an end point.
Chucky Nickelodeon donated £2.
Oh, £2. Thank you so much. What is it? Can somebody do a quick transfer exchange on that? How much is that? Like 3 something? 3 something? Good. Okay. Thank you for that.
And they just said, hello, Mr. President.
Hello. Say the name again so I can say it out loud.
Chucky Nickelodeon.
Chucky Nickelodeon. Did you know I won a Nickelodeon Kids Award? Did you know that? No one talks about that. I was also Man of the Year in Michigan. Man of the Year in Michigan. So I just want people to realize that we did very, very well. We did very, very well. All righty. I guess this would be a good time to stop. I want to thank everybody for watching. Where was none of the dolls are here? Again, I have tremendously large hands. You can buy the Irrefutable Report for $700. Feel free to give me a hat before we go off the air. But I want to thank Instagram, my Instagram audience for watching, my TikTok, which we have over 30,000 people watching right now on YouTube. Oh, we got a hat. Pa-cheer, 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 pa-cheer. Getting all mavericky up in here. That one's for you, Sarah Palin. I can see Russia from my house. I love that lady. She's so hot. And for my YouTube people, we have over 10,000 people watching right now, which is great. For those of you who sent money for my legal defense fund, thank you so much. We'll be back here next week, the same time, with probably another report or whatever breaks this week. And I don't have to show up in Atlanta until the 23rd. So it's the 23rd? Oh, I may have to do my whole thing from Atlanta because I got to turn myself into these terrible, terrible people. It's true. Thank you, everybody. You guys were great. You were absolutely fantastic. I was amazing. It was an honor for you to watch me for the last hour and 10 minutes. I'm just going to step. Why is it so tight? Can we get my tea time moved because we ran long? No, we could do that. And I want a cheeseburger and a Diet Coke. I'm very hungry. I'm practically ravenous.